Hello, and welcome to My Xbox and Me, episode 201. That feels so strange to say. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside Two Fresh Crash. How you doing, Crash? No, don't go to drink coffee as soon as I say your name. Don't try that, because I'm going to just pregnant pause here and ignore you for a second, because I hate my nickname.
I was going to answer right after I took a sip.
I mean, that's too long in podcasting world. That's a big pregnant pause.
Build anticipation with the viewers. Listeners.
You
gotta anticipate what I'm about to say.
Someone might be watching the video, who knows? I mean, before we get into it all, thank you for everybody that may have come over and hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel, and obviously hit subscribe button on any of the podcast services around the world. Episode 200 was a huge success. Big thank you to Greg Miller for being on that episode, of course. It is now the most viewed episode of My Xbox and Me video and the most viewed episode of My Xbox and Me, listen to episode of My Xbox and Me audio. So, big congrats to us. Yay. Episode 200 was a success. Now we're done, Crash. We're out of here. No more shows.
I guess.
He's gone. He's out of here. No, My Xbox and Me is our weekly Xbox podcast here on youtube.com/mcfixer, and you can find us on all podcast services around the world, I guess. If you want the show early, head over to patreon.com/mcfixer. If you don't want the show early but you just want to support your boy MC Fixer, which I really need the support, please patreon.com/mcfixer. If you are new here, please go hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/mcfixer. You can follow me on Twitch at mcfixer. I'm live every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and you can follow Kresh over there at Kreshnik Plays on Twitch. And is that not wrong? What is it? Go on. What? I'm
Kreshnik Plays. Okay, so it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
It's not.
It's not. I really need to change my Twitter handle. That's really what it is.
If you change the Twitter
Kreshnik
handle,
Plays on Twitter.
So what is it on Twitch?
Kreshnik.
Is that all it is on?
Yeah.
I'm so close.
And then on Mixer, it's Kresh.
You're all over the place. But the problem is you want it all to be Crash. So I understand why you got the Mixer as Crash. It's not your fault.
Yeah.
I get it.
Twitch, there's a Kresh on Twitch that hasn't been used in a couple of years.
So what do you have to do? What do you have to do?
I just have to wait till they put up the name. Till they let it go. It was a banned account or something like that, so I'm assuming they keep those longer or something along those lines. Yeah. So.
Well, I'm in the middle of a war around my name, I guess, kinda. I keep messaging the guy that has MC Fixer on Xbox. And he just keeps ignoring my messages. I think it's a stagnant account that's being paid for. He's got 13 years of Xbox Live. You know when you get the number on your account? Yeah. 13 years. I'm like, bro, come on.
Fixer?
Fixer. They call him Fixer. No, it's not him. That's an inside joke. None of you are going to understand. But I'm like, dude, I've messaged him like 4 or 5 times saying, how much do you want for the name? I'll buy it.
And nothing.
So I think I'm going to change my name to I Am MC Fixer. Because that's the same as my PlayStation, which is actually a lie, because on my PlayStation name it actually says I Am McFixer. I have to admit it, it's a little C. It sucks.
I don't see your little C. It looks big to me.
No Patreon producer this month. Please come back, Patreon producers. We need you. Topic of the show this week. I forgot to put it in, Kresh, but I know what I was going to be anyway. Haley actually brought up a really good point. Obviously, topic of the show is going to be Gears of War. That makes perfect sense. Gears of War has just dropped. I've been playing a ton of it. Kresh has been playing a ton of it. We will talk about that in a second. Actually, no, we'll jump into that first, then I'll ask the question after. Kresh, first impressions, Gears of War, Gears 5, not Gears of War. Gears 5, what do you think?
I love it.
Yes, of course you do. What do you love about it?
The gameplay, the campaign was really good.
So you finished the campaign.
Yes.
How long did it take to beat, roughly? Do you know?
No, I wouldn't be able to give you an answer with all the disconnects and everything.
Oh, we're getting there, boys. Don't you worry. But that's why I want to stay on the positive. So give a roundup of what you liked about the game and stuff like that, first of all, and then I'll go on my rant.
I'll start with campaign.
Yes.
The writing in the campaign was actually really, really good. It was such a step up from, I think, all the previous Gears of War campaigns. Okay. I think just writing wise, it by far is the best. And it's funny because I was talking to Ben, who I played the campaign with.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I think they got a new writer for this. Same exact writer as last time. He just really stepped his game up.
Maybe was given a little bit more creative freedom. Maybe.
Maybe.
Now they've established the world. Obviously, the world's already established, but they've established their world with their new characters, with their new everything.
Yeah.
Maybe it just helped. A sequel. It's one of those ones, isn't it? With a sequel, which I know this is the fourth game, but it's actually a fifth game. Sorry, but it's actually a sequel for the current edition.
Treat it as a sequel.
It either goes one way or the other, doesn't it? Sequels. It's either it's really bad or it's that much better.
It's like originally in Gears 4, JD was the main character. He was the main protagonist. This time around, it's Kate.
Yes.
And that was one thing that Rod Ferguson talked about in a few interviews was like, we figured out where we want to go with this. And there are like some retcons and some various other things that we can talk about, but I think they're kind of irrelevant because it doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah. So do you think this is a case? I haven't finished the campaign, you have, so no spoilers at all. This is totally spoiler free. I'm at Act 2, probably. I'm at the end of it. I've got like one more act to do. Which, not through choice. I wish I could say, I'm not going to go on my rant yet, but not through choice. I was really enjoying the game. I'm playing through the game co-op with Haley. Trust me, not through choice. I went and betted Crash £25 that I would beat the campaign before him, and no, not happened. So I'm £25 in bits now, which is not happy about that. Let's just say that. That's a lot of money in my life, let me tell you. But yeah, I'm really enjoying what I've played so far. I love it. I do have some critiques of it though. Obviously, I love the gameplay. I've enjoyed the story, what I've played so far. I am not that fond of the open worldness of it. I personally, the one thing I loved about Gears of War was the fact it was linear. It was A to B, 10 to 15 hours. There you go. That is the story. I get to sit down. It's not a film, obviously, because it's a video game, but that's the sort of experience I want. And that's what I like in my Gears of War games. I am definitely on the wrong side of this, I think. I think people are very much happy with the change. Yeah. But for me, I would much prefer, because again, I'm still only halfway in, so maybe I'll have a total different opinion once I've finished the game. So, go on.
If you don't like it in Act 2, I don't think the rest of the game will make you like it.
I think it's pointless, if I'm being totally honest, because I think the pure fact is from what I've played so far, which I am being very heavily critical of something that I've not finished. So, and I don't like to do that usually, but for the sake of this podcast and giving my opinions, here it is. I think from what I played in Act 2, it was a case of, here's the story, and I'm enjoying this story. Okay, opens up, and really all you're doing is go to here to get these parts for Jack. Go to here to get these parts for Jack. And again, that's not spoilers, but that's literally all it is. Like,
no.
You don't think
disagree.
So? Okay. It adds a little bit more to the story and to the world, a little bit, but not enough for me so far. Again, that I'm like, that I really needed that. I could have quite easily have just gone from A to B instead of going from A to B to C to D.
Right.
But that's just me.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time,
there was one instance, sorry to cut you up, there was one instance where I did think it was cool. I don't want to spoil it. It was just where it brought back some old enemies in that too. And I thought, that's actually cool. And the way they actually explained it and things of that nature, I'm like, that's kind of cool. But that was the only one that I was like, that's interesting. The rest of it, I'm like, I could have done without this.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, as like a Gears of War fan, it's really cool seeing a lot of stuff put into context, and it like sort of, for me, it fleshes out the world in the games.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's what I really enjoy about it. Not necessarily like, could they have done it without it?
Yes.
Yeah, but I feel like the pacing would have been weird. I feel like with the open world, it fixes some of the pacing issues that Gears of War has had in the past.
Well, I think, because it contextualizes, I think I said that word right, what you're doing. It's like, okay, if it was A to B, the way I'm talking, it would have been like, go here, you get to here, boom, 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 it's done.
You miss a whole middle section.
Like, you miss the part that we're actually playing. So you are right, actually. For the story to make sense, it makes perfect sense in what you're doing. But I just think I would prefer a story that was more of a straight line than a zigzag. Which,
to be fair,
I just don't like change either.
You don't have to do any of the open world stuff.
No,
you can just go from mission to
But I'm a gamer. I have to.
But no,
you're right. Though. You're right. There is an option to do that. You are correct. Yeah. Anything? Well, go on, carry on. Let's keep talking campaign. So, when you finish the campaign, again, no spoilers, but was you left with the same sort of moment where you're like, okay, I can't wait for the next one?
Yes, I think more so than the last one.
Okay.
For the most part, it's hard to talk without spoilers.
So I'm not gonna say anything.
We should next week finish the game by next week.
Would you want to do an extra episode? Why don't we just do an extra episode? Just
I'm 100% down.
We could see who else.
100% down.
Anybody in the community who's finished it has a mic and is a well-spoken young chap who would like to do a spoiler cast of Gears of War 5. I'm totally down.
I'd love to do that because I do think there's a lot to talk about in this game, and I would love to talk about.
Well, let's do it then. Okay, let's not say it. Let's actually do it. We'll sort out a date.
Right.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Critiques of the game for me so far. The servers were, as of it's the 12th of the 9th today, the day we're recording. The servers were trash every day prior to yesterday, the 11th of the 9th. Me and Haley played the campaign co-op. We lagged out over 10 times. I've had my Xbox turn itself off twice. Haley's Xbox has turned itself off 3 times. She's on the OG. I'm on the X.
I've never had it turn my Xbox off.
Yeah, it's just constant. I've had crashes. I've had glitches that I got on a lift one time and I'm just running into a wall the whole time. It won't let me push a button. I've had so many problems with this game, and I think they're all server issues, not the game itself. Yeah. There are a few bugs, but it's all server stuff, which is frustrating for me. It's really frustrating. I love Gears of War. It's probably my favorite Xbox franchise of all time, and for me to have not finished this story, I've played Gears of War 4 in one sitting, the whole campaign. Like, this is my game. I really wanted to enjoy this. Haley has asked me every day after work this week, do you want to play Gears of War? I'm like, nah. I just haven't had the energy or I just haven't, to be fair, I've been in a little funk myself anyway, and I wanted Gears of War to get me out of it, and it didn't. It's a case of, it sounds stupid, but it's the anxiety of turning it on and it not working, and I'm like, I just don't want that. I just want it to work. I just want it to work.
That's really fair. To be fair, like, the server's not working is like a two-sided coin. On one side, for us players, it sucks. Yeah. But on the other side, it is an influx of people coming into Game Pass. Yeah, because a lot of that was caused by Game Pass Ultimate. The people who got it through that.
Everyone who got it early for Game Pass Ultimate got problems. But I think that's disgusting. Again, I understand that, and I understand why it happened. But I think that's disgusting because we're the most hardcore audience. We're the ones that wanted to play it early. Some people didn't get it through Game Pass. Some people would have paid that extra for that 4 days early, and they have been totally F because of it. And I think that's disgusting. What would you mean?
Why have they been F'd by it?
Because it doesn't work. If let's say we didn't have Game Pass, take Game Pass away from it. Remember Gears of War 4? We both bought the Ultimate Edition. Say we were playing together. So in this scenario,
that's not the case with this game.
No, why not?
Because the Ultimate Edition didn't give it for you.
Yes, it did. You could buy the game. No. You could buy the Ultimate Edition and get it 4 days early. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
We might have to double check that.
I'll search right now.
Irrelevant though. For me, it's a case of the game didn't work the way it was supposed to on launch for your most hardcore, dedicated players, and for that, I don't understand how they messed it up so bad. Like,
they didn't expect that many players.
But surely they know how many people are using Game Pass. They know how big Gears of War is, which don't get me wrong, has had a dip in its since Correlation Takeover, since 3. I would say it had a dip. 4 didn't sell as well as we expected, but no Xbox exclusive has. Yes, that's true. Since Judgment, you're right. It annoys me for people like me, for people like Danoni, for people who are super hardcore, and I'm strictly talking campaign currently, who are super hardcore, and yet there were stumbling blocks out of the gate to get me there, and I couldn't finish it.
On just a little bit to add to that is, this is also the first game that's fully, like, the PC audience and the console audience are all on the same servers.
Again, I understand that, but it's not my fault.
The player base. Oh, I 100% get it. And I'm like, again, I'm not trying to make an excuse for this. I'm just trying to like put things into perspective.
100%. No, 100%. I totally appreciate where you're coming from. But me, I didn't. And again, I'm still salty I didn't get a review copy as well, if I'm honest. I'm seeing some of these little outlets not getting them. I'm like, bro, what am I doing wrong? And then they sent me a review copy of the game the day it officially came out. They gave me a key. I'm like, what?
Oh, really?
What? Like, so a little bit of my own biased judgment in there where I'm like, geez, I wanted to get content early for my community and I couldn't. But that's annoying. But the game itself, like I say, didn't work the way it was supposed to on launch. Right. That sucks. And for me, it's the case of, I know Danoni's still not playing the game because he's waiting for his stats to upload, and they're not going to upload for him. No. It's not going to happen. So
sadly, no.
No, but
those are probably like lost.
But that's 2 days. I've got another thing. I'm still strictly talking campaign here. This is not. I'm not even got to the multiplayer yet. I have played the first 2 acts, Lily. I have got probably, I would say, over half the collectibles. None of them are registered. None of them are there. So I have to play through the whole game again to get those collectibles again. Would I have done that anyway? More than likely, because I want to play through it on the hardcore anyway. I'd probably go through with a guide to get all the collectibles, because I would like to probably get the most of the achievements in this game. But that's still irrelevant. The pure fact is, my fiance will not play through this game again. And now she has none of the collectibles either. And I just think those little things are just like, how did this happen? Like, I don't know. It shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have happened. That's strictly campaign-wise, Crash. Let's talk multiplayer, which I have played most of the game. Most of my time has been in multiplayer. I'm up to level 40, 47, 45, something like that. 40, around the 40-something range. You're 50 plus. Last time I checked, you might have even got above that.
59.
Oh, almost 60.
I might have hit 60. I might have. I don't know.
Playing yesterday, right?
What I was when I got. Yeah.
So, what have you been playing mainly? Because there are a ton of modes. Obviously, you've got the arcade mode, you've got the classic arcade mode, you've got custom modes, you've got King of the Hill, you've got Deathmatch, no, it's not Execution.
No, Execution, Guardian, and Escalation.
Escalation, that's the one I was thinking. What is your go-to mode when you jump on multiplayer?
TDM.
Yeah, same. All day.
I think if you need to play King of the Hill, you need a full squad.
Definitely.
At least 3 people, but really like
a whole squad.
The more you have,
a whole squad.
Definitely. I don't know. I was playing with Ben and Wardog yesterday. To be fair though, they were carrying me. So
yo, Ben is so good. It's scary. Watching Ben play is like, oh man. And anytime I outscore Ben in a match, I'm like, yeah, I'm really good. And then he plays like another match, and he'll get like 25 and 2, and I'm like, I'm not that good. I'm not that good. I think I'm better than what I actually am.
Just play King of the Hill with him. He doesn't do as good in King of the Hill.
Because he don't push points.
No, he pushes points.
He's just trash.
He just does it too much because he plays objective. You know, he's not out there
getting kills like an idiot. It's annoying. It's so annoying. I see people doing it. I'm like, why are you even playing this mode? Go away. So yeah, I've strictly been... Go on.
No.
I've strictly been playing TDM or arcade mode. I really enjoy the arcade mode. I know you don't like it, but from a casual audience point of view and bringing in new players, I think it is
why I think they added.
Which I think it is the perfect multiplayer mode for someone who's never played Gears of War before, and never played Gears of War multiplayer before. It doesn't throw you in the deep end the way it used to, which is just you getting nashed every 2 seconds. I thought that's amazing. Obviously, it's a case of you start off with your loadout of your character. You can then, every time you get kills, you then can buy in-game match weapons of whatever your character loadout is. So it could be randomized, could be a longbow, could be a Nasher, could be whatever. So I think that's really cool to teach people the mechanics, teach people all the guns, teach people how multiplayer works. The other side of that is then I'm playing ranked TDM, and I'm having the best time playing it. When I play in a squad, I find
solo that game. I played the other day. I was streaming it, and I was playing solo for most of the day, and it's brutal. Yes. I was even doing quick play, so it wasn't even ranked, but it was just brutal.
Yeah, it's even if I've just got one other person to play it with, I'm fine. Because just rolling with two people in online, it's getting pick up kills. It's if you miss a shot, you've got someone there to pick up, and you're not losing lives just for the sake of it.
And you can also split objectives, right?
Yeah.
It's not everybody rushing to one. Like you can't tell randoms where to go. It's like, oh, everybody's going long shot. Hey, Fix, come with me. Let's go get boom.
Let's go get boom shot. Exactly. It is, but it's some of the most fun I've had in multiplayer game for a while, competitively.
Yeah.
Like, the last game I remember having this much fun in multiplayer wise is probably PUBG when it first released. Not on Xbox, on PC.
To be fair, we did have a lot of fun.
PUBG
when we played on
first
PC,
released,
we had a lot of fun.
Was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But this is like I'm back in my element, which I find it funny with my Twitter chat because, or my Mixer chat, either whatever one. They're always like, "You're getting angry. Why are you so frustrated to do it?" I'm like, I'm not actually that angry. It's just I know I either missed that shot, or I did something stupid, or I like Tony in my chat the other day. It's like, "Switch game, dude. You're getting too frustrated." I'm like, I'm fine. I'm
not frustrated.
I'm fighting. I just want to win.
It's an exhilarating feeling. It's really good because when you win, it feels that much better. When you do bad, it's
anytime we 2-0 a team, I'm like, you guys ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. Get out of my house. And then anytime we lose, I'm like, yo, you better pick your game up.
The worst is when it's like you win the first round real easy,
and then
the second
bounce back.
And then the third round, it's like neck and neck. Yeah. And then you have teammates that just keep running in and wasting space.
No, that was yesterday. Oh, it's so annoying.
Idiots.
So annoying. Just stop running in. Just take I love how like it's become a thing now. It's like, guys, just slow down. We were just like, just slow down. We're just. But
that's the worst thing with random. They don't know that. They don't learn it.
No, I know. But
they
like,
just run in.
Me, you, and Cassius were playing, and it was just like, dudes, slow down. And it was too late. By that point, we'd already lost so many lives. You're like, come on.
Because once you get to like that 5 life deficit,
5 versus 11.
It's really hard with randoms.
Yeah.
Like if you were a full squad, it's easy to communicate. Like, let's just play it slow, get the picks we can.
Exactly.
And slowly build our way up and get power weapons. Like, take control of the map.
Yeah.
As opposed to trying to get kills.
Yeah, I agree. I'm silver 1. I'm silver 2. Top 1%. Top 1% at the moment. Shut up. I'm proud of that.
Okay.
Where are you at? What are you at? Where are you at?
Silver to 20%.
Got ya. So you're not playing as much ranked as me. I was gonna say you're not playing nowhere near as much ranked as me. I'm just like, I'm going in, just playing, and just like hoping for the best. Like I'll even
I'll jump out for you.
I'll jump. I'll jump in a match and I'll see if it'll come up like PC players. Like the other day, I had like a whole squad of PC players. Like, nope, just backed out of that match. I'm like, there's
on
no
your
way.
team or the enemy team?
No, on the enemy team. And I was just like, no way. I was
Play
like,
that.
No way, I won't do it.
They're trash.
Nah, I don't trust it.
They're trash. This game plays better on a controller than a PC.
But it looks better on PC.
Looks don't win you anything. My mother told me that in second grade.
I am beautiful. No, it's been, but I've had a lot of fun. Like I say,
a lot. Yeah.
The servers have been bad on multiplayer the first couple of days. They were really bad, and we were getting kicked out of matches, drawing loading in, couldn't fire matches, couldn't get full squads, playing arcade mode, constantly getting bots. So I was just like, what the hell is going on? But that seems to have all fixed itself as of yesterday, which was the 11th of the 9th, or 9th of the 11th, depending on when you're
in arcade and quick play, you'll still get bots.
Oh, okay.
That's just the nature of the beast. They try and put you into whatever lobby they can. And a lot of times it will be a bot lobby.
Yeah, I hate loading into a match already in arcade.
I agree. I wish that it was never a thing in any game.
But I understand it. I understand it. If you've got someone that's dropped out, you want to just jump him in. That is the only good thing about quick play as well. That if you play one round and quit, you still get your points and you still get your ribbons and you still get your levels and stuff. Like you're not. It is literally. Oh, I've literally got. I don't know how long a round is, like 5 minutes. I'm going to jump in, literally play one round and I can bounce again, which is quite interesting. And it does allow people to play a little bit more freely if they want to. So,
be one of those people. I understand.
I don't be one of those people. I'm not one of those people. No, I'm not one of those people. But yeah, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. Where are you, if you had to, I don't like giving number scores, but if you had to give it a score, because you've played probably enough of it. You finished the campaign and played probably well over 10 hours of multiplayer now. Well over that. What would you have given it score-wise? Obviously, it got around 8, 7, stuff like that.
Of the whole game?
Of the whole game, yeah.
As a whole?
Yeah.
Are we... This is going to be... okay. Is it counting, like, all the disconnects and the server issues?
Personally, I think so, because that's the one thing where, like, I wasn't, people like, you're going to review this game like I did Man of Medan, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to, strictly because I didn't get it early enough, so it's pointless view-wise, no one's going to click it. But that's why we have this podcast to talk about those sorts of things. That is my experience. Just because a reviewer didn't get that experience, good for them. That's not what I got, though. So I think you have to take it all as a package, which is from the day you got the game to the day of today we're talking about it.
Right,
what would you give it?
A 9.
Okay, still a 9.
I'm telling you, like, if I'm not counting that, I think I'd give it.
No way, it's not a masterpiece.
No, I wouldn't give
it
a 10.
It's not a masterpiece.
I wouldn't give it a 10.
No, it's not a masterpiece.
I have to think for that for a second. But,
yeah.
I think if I'm judging just the campaign and, like, taking out all the bugs in the campaign, I think I'd give the campaign a 10.
Although you mean bugs, but you mean by disconnects?
Disconnects.
Got it, okay. Fair enough. I'm still too early on in the campaign. I would, if I had to score it right now, I'd probably give it a 6, strictly due to the fact of I haven't finished the campaign, number one, which will definitely boost its score up, I'm sure, if it's as good as what Crash is saying. But the server issues for me is the biggest letdown in an Xbox game I've played on launch so far, because of how excited I was for the game and how much I loved it. Multiplayer is amazing, and that's why it gets a 6. And once I finish the campaign, I'm sure I can talk a little bit more about my feelings about the game. So yeah.
Also, I want to take back my 10 for the campaign already.
Why?
I forgot about Act 3.
Ah, okay, there you go.
We'll talk about it on the spoiler
We'll talk about it on the spoiler cast. If you guys want a spoiler cast, email in or put in the Discord channel, letting us know.
Or tweet at us.
Or either tweet at us, me at MC Fixer.
MC Fixer.
At
Crashnick Plays.
I knew that one.
I think I'm just going to switch it to It's Crash.
At It's Crash.
Yeah.
You should do it for everything then.
No.
You could. Why?
I'm not doing it for my Twitch.
You've got to do your branding along everything. It doesn't work.
I'm not doing it for Mixer. I'm not getting rid of Crash.
Then just wait until you can get Crash everywhere.
I'll never be able to get Crash on Twitter.
You will, Crash, one day. Just one day. Just bear with me. Let's jump into Fixer Sat, Crash. We got some questions this week.
Wait. Before that, if you guys are playing Gears 5, go play Escape. It's very fun.
Oh, God, we didn't talk about Escape.
Yeah,
let's talk about Escape. Let's talk about Escape.
You want to skip it?
Let's go back. I totally forgot about Escape. Talk about
it. Escape is a very fun mode. You pick a character. It's if you played Horde, if you played the new Horde in Gears 5, it's like that.
I forgot about Horde mode as well. Wow, I haven't. The problem is,
Horde.
I've only played one round of Horde and I've only played one round of Escape. So that's why I
played one round of Escape. Right.
Yeah.
Or one round of Horde. Escape, I've played quite a few matches. It is a lot of fun. It makes you think. It's a lot more difficult than I assumed it would be. And it's also a lot more fun than I assumed it would be. There's ammo management. There's stealth bits where you're... I don't...
Not if I'm playing it, right?
I'm never playing Escape with you. There's like, you have to stealth it. Okay. You don't have the ammo to not stealth it.
Got ya.
I'll
just stand in the back.
You can do that. There's bosses. I'm hoping that as the game goes on, because they have planned content released, I'm hoping they add new bosses and it's bosses from old games.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they'll do that, but to add more to the Escape.
That'd be really cool.
Right? Even if it's RAM, even if it doesn't like technically make sense, I don't need it to make sense. I just want it to be fun. But yeah, okay, that's
so.
Really
but for those, sorry, because it totally slipped from my mind. So no, I'm glad you brought it up. What is Escape? Escape is the mode which is you and two other people go in, and you sort of make your way through a map to get to the other end, sort of thing.
Yeah,
it's not as easy as that. You're in a hive.
So you set a detonator with poison, and the poison has a 60-second countdown. And after 60 seconds, it starts spreading. And then you have to get to, depending on how the hives are, I'm assuming there's ones with multiple levels, but the one I played only had one level.
Yeah.
You go down one level, and then you get escaped.
Yeah, we played together, and it glitched. And then I glitched out, remember? No, you guys killed me.
You did not? Okay, this is actually a good story.
Oh my God.
This is a good story.
You guys are dicks.
No,
you guys,
don't twist
you and Ben
You're going to twist it right now, and I don't want you to twist it. Okay,
I'm going to tell the story.
We're outside.
Let me tell the story.
We're about to get rescued. The door's about to close, and Fix is taunting the door. He's running up to it and rolling back around. And I'm like, yo, it'd be pretty funny if he dies right now. And I shoot him, and he gets downed. And mind you,
no, I didn't get downed. I died. It killed me straight away.
No, you don't understand what happened because you got pissed. We downed you, and then the door closed on you.
Is that what happened? I didn't even realize.
Yes, the door closed on your head. We didn't kill you. The door literally killed you.
And that's a good way to go out then. I shouldn't have got so angry.
Yeah, it was hysterical. I don't know why you got so mad. You were furious.
Because I wanted the achievement.
Like, you're not going to play Escape. You're going to play Escape, bro.
Dude, yeah, but I was hot on Gears right then, and I was like, yo, I might be done with this game. Dude, I honestly contemplated just not even bother finishing the story.
Dude, I could tell. Because here's a few things. First of all, what happened is Fixes keeps getting disconnected and all this stuff, and then Fix decides, oh, let's go look at the Twitch viewership, and it's like 4K. Good thing Borderlands comes
Twitch
out
is dead. Look, Gears is dead already. If we not, that's something I want to. No. Hold it. I want to get into it in the questions. There's questions.
Okay.
Hold it.
Okay.
Hold it. All right.
Okay. That's a good conversation, to be honest. I think it'll be a good conversation. Let's go. Continue.
Should we jump into Fix's sack?
Yes.
Or there's nothing with Horde. Horde is the same, but you can level up characters and they got classes. I haven't played enough to talk about it. Talk about more
Halo Reach characters
next week.
are cool.
Yes, and we're getting Batista soon. Cool. Will I still be around for the game then? Who knows?
Yes.
First question in Fixer's sack comes from Phil556. Do you think Game Pass is affecting the release of big Xbox exclusives in a bad way? With how they staggered the Gears 5 release, and how there is very little buzz around the game and low numbers on Twitch/Mixer? Or is it bad planning with the release of other titles like Borderlands 3 in the same month? Before we get into that, Haley brought up the exact same question, which, coming from Haley, I was like, when me and Haley talk, we really rarely talk about games because I don't want to bore her. And, like, we talk about school because that's what she cares about. So I try not to nerd out with her, but we were going swimming yesterday and we was walking down the stairs and she's like, I was thinking, do you think Gears of War's been affected? Literally what Phil said, but it was like, do you think Gears of War's been affected because it's Game Pass and people don't pay £60 for it? So then they have a lower tolerance for it, so they just dip. And I was like, that's so, for Haley, that's such a smart way of thinking for the, like, crazy. I didn't think about it. So, but to answer Phil's question, first of all, do I think the release of it being on Game Pass is affecting, the staggered release, affecting its buzz? No. I don't think the way it's been released is the reason it's not as big as people was, as big as I was expecting it to be, personally. Because what they've done is they gave it to influencers first. What they did wrong was the way they gave it to influencers. If you're going to give it to influencers, give it to influencers the exact same day as everyone who got Ultimate does. If you're going to make those deals, which they didn't do. Like, Ninja played it a couple of days, was it a day or a couple of days beforehand, which that needs to be the same day everyone else got it. So then there's a conversation constantly. What they did was there was a conversation about the campaign. Then Ultimate Edition people got it, so that happened. Then there was problems, which then negates everything that happened previous.
Yeah.
So I don't think the way it was released is why there's very little buzz. I think it's the problems it's had is the reason there's little buzz.
Stop doing early releases for games.
You think so?
Yeah. I think it's fine to give influencers early copies of games.
Yeah. No.
I don't think.
I agree with that, but I just think it needs to be all at the same time. Like, you need to have Ninja and whoever else you've sponsored to do it all the same day.
Oh, yeah. Everybody at the same day.
Yeah. Yes. Like,
maybe one person, like, they had Ninja streaming it a day earlier, and I think that's fine, as long as it's not super spread out.
See,
the reason I think that's fine is because it's, like, 5 hours of gameplay for people who really want it that early.
It's the same 5 hours of campaign is too much as well. That's way too much.
Do you know how long people he played it for?
I don't know. I didn't watch it, so because I didn't want any spoilers.
I agree, but it gets people who might not be. Most of Ninja's audience isn't a Gears of War audience. No, that's the thing.
They're Fortnite.
Exactly.
Been watching him play. Wow, it's like everyone in these chats like, "Where's Fortnite? Where's Fortnite?" I'm like, "Oh God."
The same thing would happen when he would play Final Fantasy 11 on Twitch. Everybody would be like, "This isn't Fortnite. What's going on,
I know,
bro?
It's crazy.
You okay?"
Yeah, I know.
But
yeah, I personally don't think that's the reason there's little buzz. I think the reason there's little buzz is because the number one, this goes back to E3, the latest E3. They showed it off wrong. Escape needed to be the add-on at Gamescom, not the other way around. They needed to show the campaign like they did at Gamescom. They needed to show the campaign off. I didn't really care for the whole pyro stuff and the way it was all done. But then that needs to be the campaign trigger to get people excited. And then, and we have this extra mode, which is Escape, which you can try out and you can see at Gamescom. They showed it off wrong previous to the way it was released, which has affected it.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see the numbers. Because I honestly think the game's doing better than most people give it credit for.
100% agree with you. I don't think that's a true... The problem is with Game Pass is we just don't know anymore.
Yeah,
because the problem is you've got... Okay, we can't... Let's talk about Tony right now in our community. Tony jumped in, played Horde mode, got to level 50, didn't get a pop, is not playing it no more. Technically, he played the game, but they didn't keep him because the game was broken. So it's all well and good when they come out, it's going to be like... 10 million people played it in the first month, and it's like, oh, whatever it is. And I'm like, that's cool, but how many of them stuck around, like, beyond the campaign?
So the question is, what is Microsoft's goal with this? Is Microsoft's goal to get people to get Game Pass Ultimate, and how many people stick around from it? Because that's a completely different conversation than how many people played it. And that's the issue with Game Pass. It's really hard to judge what Microsoft's goal is and what they're getting out of it.
No, it's weird, but we're talking about games and we're not talking about how many it sold anymore.
Yeah.
It's how many people signed up to Game Pass #1, then how many people signed up to Game Pass Ultimate to get Gears early.
And how many people stay
how many people forget they got it, so pay for it for an extra month.
Can I just speak about how brilliant they are that it was $2 for 2 months? By the time that second month comes, you forget to cancel it.
100%.
Or you get so into the ecosystem where it's like, I'm paying $15 a month for game like Netflix for games, and I'm already paying $15 for Netflix. That's $30 or whatever for like my whole entertainment need. That's such a brilliant move on Microsoft's part. I just want to like throw that out there.
Yeah, it was smart. When I saw it, I was like, why are they doing that? Why is it too much? I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. People are going to forget and start paying £15 for it, 100%.
And then they get used to it, and it's like, I don't want to cancel it because I want to play this game or that game.
I know people firsthand who forget a lot of things, and I'm like, how do you forget? I check my bank account like every day. Like I would never forget, but that's a lie. Yeah. That's a total lie. I just paid for an extra month for PlayStation Plus because I forgot. So I'm lying to you all.
Yeah.
Damn, they got me.
Fix is a liar.
I am. I'm a liar.
You're first.
So that's the first part of this conversation of the release. Why has it got low numbers on Twitch and Mixer, which is where I come down, which is because I'm a streamer, I want the games to be doing well on those platforms. Go on, Crash. You
separate Twitch and Mixer. I would say it has decent views on Mixer, not on Twitch.
Okay, that's fair. That because considering the platform, it does over 1,000 usually, which is tiny for Twitch, but huge for Mixer. Well, not huge, but it's big for Mixer still.
It had, when we checked, it was 4,000 on Twitch and 1,500 on Mixer. And you also have to remember the biggest games. When you're looking at like viewership for games, you have to sift out all the big streamers.
Yes.
Because like the Tim the Tatmans, the Dr. Lupos, the whoever be it, if they go to other games, those big streamers usually retain mostly the same viewers.
Around about shit. They usually lose a couple thousand here or there, but even Ninja playing WoW, he still averages about 10k. Like he might average like 10k on Mixer and he'll go down to about 8k. That's still huge amounts of numbers.
Yeah. And this is where I think, just a side note that I just kind of want to touch on. Saying Tfue is the biggest streamer on Twitch, I think is incorrect. Because if Tfue were to get off of Fortnite, I think his viewership would drop like crazy.
Maybe. I think, I mean, I think the biggest streamer on Twitch is whoever has the most subscribers at the time.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that's what it is?
For me, I think that's what it is because you are the person who has got the most paying subscriptions to you. So I think you probably got the most influence over your audience. That technically might not be true, but that's how I view it as the biggest. Okay. Because really, the biggest person on Twitch is whoever has the most influence over their audience. If you can go from any game, if you can go from playing Fortnite to Uno and still have your whole 20, 30, 40k people watching you, then you have a huge influence over that community. You can go wherever you want and shine a light on anything that you like. Right. Where if you can't be made by the game can't make you. You need to make the game in that way. Like we're learning that with people like Dr. Lupo and Ninja and Tim the Tatman. They're all playing World of Warcraft at the moment, and it's really interesting to see because I'm like, oh, I actually expected their numbers to drop off a lot more than they have. And it's like, okay, no, people actually like these people. They like them for their personalities and stuff like that. It's not just the game. A lot of people leave, but not everyone.
It's also the same thing with a lot of them jumping to Minecraft and what have you. A lot of these streamers, it's like, it's how you tell the streamers who are based off their game and the streamers who are based off their personality.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Totally agree. I don't know why it's doing poorly on Twitch. I think it's not. I think the number one reason I think it is because it's movement. People can't get their head around Gears of War movement, wall bouncing and cover-based shooting and watching other. When I watch, I realize how I'm not good. Don't get me wrong, and I wouldn't say either me or Crash. Ben's good compared to our little crew. But I wouldn't say he's like amazing. Like what?
Why'd you lock me in with you?
Because Ben is that much better than both of us.
That's not true.
I think he is.
Of course you do.
Like,
You're jealous. I get it.
I'm very jealous. I think you're better than me.
But you locked me in with you. Why that?
Because you don't always go above me on the leaderboards. You're not always above me.
That's irrelevant.
No, it's not. That's not irrelevant. In a TDM game mode, the objective is to get kills. That's not irrelevant.
Who has more deaths?
Always me.
Okay. How are you telling? Okay, so I learned something.
What you got? Ago. Yeah.
The most important thing in a TDM game mode. Yep.
I agree.
It's more important than getting kills.
I agree. That's
so the guy who ends 5-1 is more valuable than the guy who ends 10-10.
I actually agree with you. That's something I'm actively trying to get better at while playing Gears. I'm like, I die way too much. But that's irrelevant. Okay. You and Ben and me. Is that better?
Yeah, boy. Jesus. Yeah, I like that. Ben's better than me, though. I don't know.
I know. We get the movement. Like, the movement just works, and we've been playing Gears of War since Gears of War 1. So for us, it's so... Like, Patrick come in my chat. P.S. I love you too. Shout out to him on Mixer. He was saying, wow, you move so quick. I'm like, I'm not even that good at wall bouncing. I just know what I'm doing. So all you need is a little bit, but some people can't get their head around that. So that it's not like a PUBG or a Call of Duty or a Fortnite, or it's different to all of those games. So people don't want to jump in and just give it a try with Gears. That's the problem.
Gears of War isn't a good Twitch game. Gears of War is a great montage game or a clip game or like an edited video type of game. True. If there's no personality
competitive, good competitive.
Yeah. If there's no if it's not good competitive or it's not a personality playing the game, then there's no point in watching it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It can be a little bit mundane to not understand why you hit 96% damage instead of 100 when you thought you hit him in the head but you didn't, or when the time you just literally walk into a guy and literally just blow him to smithereens. There is, but for a viewing audience, it doesn't.
Because it's exactly. Just like it's instant. Exactly. And then there's the moments where it slows down to a halt and everybody's undercover just glancing at nobody and nobody's dying because it's sort of that mini game of who's going to get who first and get the advantage and then who's going to push.
It's I can understand why people don't think it's interesting to watch, and that could be why it's doing badly on those platforms. The question that Haley asked though, do you think Game Pass impacts the games negatively the way it comes out? Because it is the Stu's, the Tonys of our community. And I keep talking about these people because they're with us all the time, not because of any other reason. Yeah. And they're like, they've got it downloaded, but they're like, yeah, whatever, fix your plan. Cool, I don't care. Like,
I would have said yes had you asked me like 3 months ago. But the amount of people I've talked to that have gone back to something like Sea of Thieves because of Game Pass is why I'll say no. Because what it means for Gears of War is that right now nobody will come back. But maybe later on when they add new bosses, new horde stuff, new escape stuff, or whatever, what have you, people will go back.
Interesting. Yeah, but maybe, okay, let me rephrase the question then. At launch then, there's not that urgency to play it. Where when we all bought Borderlands, we've all got Borderlands, we're ready for it to come.
Right.
It turns up Friday, everyone is like, oh my God, let's go, sticks it in, boom, 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 I'm ready to play. Like, and you're going to play it, and because you pay £60 for that game, and you want to get your money's worth out of it. I feel like with Game Pass, because you've really paid for it, it's out of mind, you're not as compelled to be like, I've got to get my money's worth out of this.
I don't know. Because I don't know, like, I'd need to know, like, the numbers of the amount of people that stick when you buy a $60 game.
I think
because for me, it's easy to say I'm more likely to stick if I pay $60 for a game than if it's like a free-to-play game or I get it off Game Pass or whatever. You know how many games I've loaded up on Game Pass that I didn't pay for that I'm just like, not feeling this. I'm not going to play this.
Yeah, but I think but if you were, if you had paid for that game, let's use Devil May Cry 5 is too good. Let's use I don't know, Resident Evil 5. You've played Resident Evil 5 on Game Pass. Let's say you hadn't played it before.
If paid for it.
Oh, for goodness sake. I need any game. Just literally any just imagine a game.
No game that I've played on Game Pass.
Imagine a game that you've downloaded on Game Pass that you've bought. It's the Planet on Game Pass you've bought. Do you think you would play it more?
If I bought it?
Yeah, because you would give it more of a chance because you paid that money for it.
Fix, you know me, I don't finish games.
That's true.
That is no. I don't think
you're a bad case.
I think quality of game. For me, it's 100% quality of game and how much it can hold my attention.
Yeah, I think.
So yeah, maybe I am a bad case, or maybe you're just a bad case.
Or maybe no. I think for me, it's a case of think about with Gears of War. We're just in such a different time in the industry now, where. For me anyway, in my life, because like sometimes I get sent codes and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm buying games, sometimes I'm not. Like sometimes I'm just getting it from Game Pass. Like to me, it's all just a case of like, okay, when I buy a game, it doesn't feel any different to me. But I'm going to talk about the audience. Like if you're putting £60 down for Gears of War, you want to play that game. Where if you're paying £2 for 2 months, do you really care if you get to it?
Here's the thing. I think if everybody put down £60 for Gears of War, and they played Gears of War, and the servers were the way they are, they would have refunded it. That game would have gotten so many refunds.
That's probably true. Yeah, people saying it's not working. Give me my money.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, let's move on. Next question from Seb Longhurst. Off-topic question, so no worries if not a lad. It's 100% a lad. It's called My Xbox and Me, not just My Xbox. What's your most anticipated game not being released on the Xbox platform? Crash?
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, which we still don't know if it's coming to Xbox or not.
That's like if it's not. If I can't say that,
that's definitely no. You can say that definitely. It's not coming at launch. So, did you watch the new trailer for it?
Yes.
I haven't watched it yet.
Whew.
I heard it's good.
It's really good.
I'm scared. I don't want it all to be ruined for me.
Then don't watch it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to. Like, I'm like, I'm just gonna wait.
I live for this. I love getting we talked about it before, like a few weeks ago. I love getting the tidbits. It builds the hype for me.
Yeah.
As long as it's not like over a 4-year gap, right?
Yeah. Well, or 10 years, like Final Fantasy 10.
15.
15 is what I meant, not 10. My bad.
Oh, that was. We're not gonna get into that. That's a whole different discussion. That game. I love the final product, but let's Final Fantasy 7.
That's what you're looking forward to the more. Why?
Yeah,
Why?
I'm so just being in that world again. But it also like the more I see about it, the more it's apparent that they're just like fleshing out the first part of the story, right?
Yeah,
because they're splitting it up into 3. I really think it'll be like its whole own campaign, and it doesn't feel like they left stuff out on purpose.
Oh yeah. Well, I hope so. I really hope so. I've stopped playing it again. I got it on Switch, didn't I? And
I know.
I got it on
again.
Switch and
you stopped playing it like 10 years ago.
That's true. I couldn't read back then. Now I can read, so I understand what's going on now. But I was playing it, and now I've stopped. I'm like, oh crap. I'm at that point again where I'm like, do I just jump back in or do I restart?
I hate that. That's the most annoying thing. Because if you restart, you have to go through the whole intro thing.
All the stuff I've already done. Yeah.
Yeah,
but I've got to the same point that I've got again. Like it's
that one.
There's some games that I back in the day, like I get to a certain part in the game and I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like, not that it's a bad game, not that I've not enjoyed it. It's just that I'm like, I don't know if I've got that game so long as well. Yeah. And the remake's coming. I'm like, all right, I got my nostalgia feel and I enjoy playing it when I played it. Maybe I just wait for the remake and then maybe I go back to like see how it would have been or something. I don't know. Maybe.
Get it on Steam. They have a whole bunch of mods for it.
They've got it on Switch.
The experience.
You got on Switch. You got it. Like you can run fast. You can turn off.
Not that stuff.
What you
like? You have different graphics packs and different like.
I don't get
game stuff.
I don't need that. I thought if I had it on Switch, I'd play it in bed, and I haven't played it in bed once. To be fair, Haley complains if I play the Switch in bed. So you move too much. I'm like, oh well.
How do you move if you're playing the Switch in bed?
Because I can't lay properly. If you're listening to the audio, I've got my hands up in the air. So I sort of lay like this with like it up in the air like this. But then like I sort of move over to my side a lot and I switch side. I'm fat, so I get really uncomfortable a lot, which is annoying.
If I play anything like a Switch on, if it's something that's not on my phone, and I played on a Switch, I have to lay down on my stomach, which is very uncomfortable. Which is why
Haley would not allow that. I'd be kicked out of bed in a matter of seconds. No way. I would have to say my most anticipated game, not on Xbox, would probably... Oh, that's a good question. Probably be Death Stranding currently, but I haven't watched the new gameplay. Strictly because I'm worried I'm not going to like the game. And Chris, we spoke about on the podcast beforehand, Chris is like, don't watch it if you want to buy it. And I'm like, why? He's like, I'm not buying it anymore. It doesn't look good, right?
Yeah, for me, once again, it's just like my personal opinions. Yeah. I don't like the way it looks.
But if that would be what I would have went with, but
it's
one
of those things where it's hard without playing the whole game experience. Like you're getting this chunk of gameplay that's supposed to signify what the game is, but Kojima probably doesn't really want to show stuff.
Is it still just empty?
He's showing more than there's stuff. I don't want to like get into anything for anybody who wants to avoid it.
Yeah.
But Kojima said if you want to go into this game like blind, don't watch this. If you're like excited for the game, and if you're not, then
they announced a very easy mode as well, which was strictly the story stuff. And I'm like, maybe I just do that because I want that story. I want to be confused and not know what's going on and these characters and yeah.
But then the question is like, you have the invisible enemy types. The question is, if you play it on easy, does the worth of those enemy types get devalued?
Probably.
Are they not? Does that somehow ruin the experience?
Questions, man. Questions. But yeah,
he's already got us asking questions.
That what else? Zelda, the new Zelda.
Yes.
Link's Awakening in it. Yeah, the remake of that. That looks really good.
Every time I see it. I remember when we first saw me and you were like, nah.
No. Yeah, I know.
And now every time we see it, we're like, you're looking kind of cute.
The one thing I wish it had, which not because I want to play it online, but I wish it had co-op because I'm starting to try and get Haley back into like these games that she missed, so she can understand them. But that being single player, I do not see her wanting to sit there and watch me play that. But yeah, I'm definitely want to get that. I'm really excited for the Mario Sonic Olympic Games game, which I know that's actually coming to Xbox. No, that's not coming to Xbox. The Olympic game is coming to Xbox. Looking forward to that as well. I love those games. Love them. So, yeah. Next question comes from Ben, and it says, if you could bring back any franchise, what would it be? Simpsons Hit and Run.
Sunset Overdrive.
That is coming back, just not to us on Xbox.
Killer Instinct.
Is that actually gone away though?
We haven't gotten any news on it,
dude. That come back early. That's been not like I'm talking. Let's go back further than that, dude. Like I'm saying, Simpsons Hit and Run. Mac. Joe and Mac. What's that?
Joe and Mac caveman game. Joe and Mac 2 on your SNES right now with Switch Online.
Bro, that doesn't work for me. When I log into my online, it's meant to update, right, and all pop up.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened for me.
Were you kicked off the family plan?
I don't know. I have to ask Greediest, maybe.
Yeah.
I haven't paid him, actually, so that probably could be.
He's mentioned it a few times, and you just like...
No, that's not true. I said, just send me your details. I'll pay it. Like, don't try that. It's not expensive. I'll give it to him when I see him in London. It's no big deal. But yeah, for me, Simpsons Hit and Run. I've wanted a new Simpsons game for a while. I don't even watch Simpsons anymore, but I love Simpsons Hit and Run. That game was so good. That and Fight Night, which there's rumors that Fight Night could be coming back. I think we need a new boxing game. And especially with what EA and... as much as they're not good, but EA and 2K have been doing with story and Madden and like what they've been doing with story and sports.
I'd really want that.
You need to just play Fight Night Champion. The Fight Night Champion story is phenomenal. It's backwards compatible on the 360 to Xbox One. So good. No, I wish.
If it was, I would have said I probably won't.
Oh, it's so good.
What's it called?
Fight Night Champion.
I'll tell you if it's on Game Pass.
I don't think it is on Game Pass. I think I bought it because it's that good. But yeah, that game, like, oh, yeah. But if I'm imagining that, what I want, though, is I want it to start off amateur. I'd imagine it started off as YouTube boxing, the story. You started off as a YouTuber, and then you worked your way up to an amateur, then you become KSI, and then you beat Logan Paul. Oh, man.
And that's it?
No, that's not it. Then you get beat up.
That's the end of your boxing
Then you get beat up by somebody else. But yeah, I would love either of those two franchises would be ones for me. Next question from Tony Williams. It says, do you think any upcoming games in 2019 stand a chance of becoming your game of the year, beating Resident Evil 2? Dude, dude.
Yes, it's called Devil May Cry 5.
Dude, F that.
The better Resident Evil spinoff. Fun fact.
I mean, it was a Resident Evil game originally. Crazy. Dude, we got Resident Evil 2 this year.
You know what? For all the hype and all the love you give it,
yeah,
I did air quotes for anybody listening. Fix doesn't talk about it too much.
I mean, I don't need to talk about it anymore. I beat that game number of times. I've speed run that game. I've learned how to speed run the beginning half of that game. That game is phenomenal.
You said you sped run the game.
Yes.
You sped run the whole game?
Yes, 56 minutes. What you gotta say? What you gotta say? Nothing. Shut up. Shut up.
You said I sped run the first.
No, I learned how to speed run the first. No, so okay. In my defense, I speed run the game with a walkthrough when I did it, and then I speed run the. Now I learned the first. I know the first half of the game.
Okay.
Why are you putting faces for though?
I'm not pulling faces.
You are putting faces though. Why are you
letting you be you.
You're not letting me be me. You're always judging me.
No, I'm not.
I'm not liking it. Come on.
I'm a positive, judge-free person.
That's not true. Why do you lie to people so much?
Peace, love, respect to all my fellow peers.
Gee, okay. But
whoa, that's pretty negative. If you could calm it down.
Okay, I will do. I'm sorry. I haven't even gone off this episode yet. I've still got news to come, and trust me, I'm gonna go off in the news.
But
yeah,
a little bit.
What's that?
You went off on Gears a little bit.
Yeah, not as much as I thought I was gonna. I'll be honest, you calmed me down saying how good.
I know. I thought you were gonna. I was
gonna go, but then you calmed me down saying how good the story was. I'm like, I've got to wait. No, I don't think there's anything that could beat Resident Evil 2. And honestly, I don't think there's a game this year that could beat it.
Right.
Because but I've really said, like, that's why I didn't review the game and stuff like that. I cannot openly criticize that game because I don't see any flaws in it. To me, it is the perfect remake of Resident Evil 2. When right. I know go on.
It's what you envision Resident Evil 2.
When I played Resident Evil 2, that's what it was. Exactly.
It's exactly what Final Fantasy 7 is like shaping up to be, right?
Yeah.
So I can see that. I understand that.
Yeah, my vision is blurred when I get it. It's not even that. They then improved upon some of the aspects of Resident Evil 2 as well. That like
like the lickers are blind and they react to
sound and just like the whole second half of that game is actually fun now, where it wasn't in Resident Evil 2. It was kind of a chore to play the end of that game.
It was still kind of a chore. I didn't play the original, so maybe it was less of a chore. It was more of a chore.
It was more of a chore in the original.
But to me, that was still a chore. Everything when you get to like the science lab and everything, to me was like sort of.
See, the science lab is so good though, where it was cool in the original game, but it's just this one is so much better.
I just like the mansion bit. The mansion bit's so good. The police station.
Yeah,
that bit when you're like going around.
That's iconic though. That's so iconic, and that is when the game's at its pinnacle. Like yeah. No, I get it. I do get it. But yeah, no, there's no game that's gonna beat that for me. There's
no chance Borderlands 3. You don't think?
No way. Like, I love Borderlands, and Borderlands is a great game, and I'm sure Borderlands 3 is gonna be amazing. Can't wait to play it tomorrow. But no, like that, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Death Stranding, Link's Awakening. I don't think any of those will touch Resident Evil. I realize how much I love survival horror. And I didn't realize that was the case once upon a time. Now I'm like, oh no, I just enjoy survival horror games. Like, so no, that's probably my favorite. Thinking about it, that's probably my favorite franchise. But there's not enough of those games to play them constantly. Not like how we've got first person shooters like constantly.
It's your favorite genre. No,
franchise. Sorry, that's what I meant, genre. Yeah. But yeah, so no, I don't think anything will. What about you? Do you think anything will beat Devil May Cry this year?
I don't think so. Maybe. Oh, did we talk about the games we played this week?
No, we're getting there.
Okay. Oh, it's after. Okay.
The thing is, we've moved fan questions up the show instead from the end of the show. I'm hoping.
I got confused
because I'm hoping that this way we'll get more questions because people don't tune out as quick.
Got it. They used to be at the end.
Exactly. But I'm thinking because my idea was so we'll do a topic of the show, which is always the title. Then we'll do fan questions, which is like keeps people engaged. Then we'll talk about what we've been planning. Then the news is the last thing. So if people don't care about the news, they check out.
Yeah. And that also makes sense because sometimes the questions are tied to the news and then
exactly.
I like that. Because sometimes we do the news and then there's questions.
And it's like we already talked about it. It's all right.
Okay. I like that. I want to talk about Gears of War 5 real quick because I just remembered something that we didn't mention.
What?
And it's going to kill me. The lighting in that game.
Oh, no, the graphics are beautiful. We know that.
The lighting. The lighting, man.
I know.
You don't know how many times I stopped and I was talking to Ben. I was like, that lighting's so beautiful.
It's probably the best looking game this gen.
Because of the lighting.
That I've played.
It's really because of the lighting. Like, the lighting in that game is so brilliant.
I agree. But I'm not smart enough to understand that it's lighting. I just know that it looks good.
It looks... Oh, man. If I ever wanted to... I'm not going to say it.
Play it on PC. Play it on PC. It looks even better. It looks even better. I played it on PC.
I probably can't play it on Ultra.
Oh, yeah, not on your PC. Your PC would probably blow up. But, yeah, it plays really well. Last question.
To get a new PC?
Yes, very good excuse. Last question this week comes from Paul Scarlett and says, "What happened to game night?" Question mark in brackets. Get ready for the blame to be us MXAMers. End brackets. You know full well what happened to game night. Nobody showed up. We did. I literally I'm gonna go off. Okay. I literally did one every month for 3 months, and nobody showed up. The last one we did was Halo 5, and nobody showed up. I did it on my day off, where I usually spend time with my missus. Nobody showed up. Nobody cares about game night. Nobody cares, and that's why we stopped doing it.
I want to give 2 sides to the story. One, yes, you guys are partly to blame for not
100% to blame.
Fix is partly to blame because he gave up too quick.
No, that's bull. Dude, because the problem is with game night, which game night I love doing, is you need to get everyone together on a certain day. So let's say we already said this. Okay, cool, we'll do it the last Saturday of every month, blah, 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 blah. Then it's the constant, oh, is it happening? Yes, it's happening. If I say it's happening, it's happening. And then people are like, oh, sorry, my grandma's daughter's sister's brother's cousin is in town and I've got to take her out to dinner. It's like, well, we booked this in. I think the thing that people forget is I'm actually a human being and I, have plans of my own and stuff. And what annoys me is I drop my own plans out for a game night. Like, I won't go out or I won't spend time with Haley, which is more important to me than anything. Or something like that. And it's like, oh, I'm not going to show up. It doesn't really matter. It does matter because I'm wasting my time doing them if people don't care about them.
Okay, so you have to... okay, so this is a little... For Paul's defense, game night is kind of like a stream where you have to build consistency, and consistency is something know all about.
You know nothing about consistency.
It's what you have to do. You have to build consistency, so you're constantly doing game night, so people always know and don't have to ask you, "Hey, Fix, is game night this week? Hey, Fix, is game night this week? Bro. Hey, Fix, is game night this week? Hey, Fix, where's game night been?
No.
Hey, Fix, what happened to game night?"
The pure fact is, the point is, and I love you, Proper BO, you know it. No one cares. And then we always hit the same thing, which is, do you know how heartbreaking it is to do a game night with 3 people? What's the point?
There's no point. There's no point. But you have to keep doing it.
There's no point. No one cares.
But you have to keep doing it.
No one cares. Who's asked about game night? When was the last game night we did? Half a year ago? Half a year ago? Bro, you don't care about game night. You left the Halo game night. You were like, oh, it's not working, bye. You gave it 2 seconds. Oh, I'm not figuring this bye. You're part of the problem.
Wait.
You are part of the problem.
No. Don't say I'm part of the problem.
You're part of the problem.
I'm at all your streams.
What's that got to do with anything?
There.
What's that got
to do? And then I don't come to a game night, and all of a sudden I'm being crucified?
This has nothing to do with my streams. This has nothing to do with my streams.
Where do game nights happen?
No, they happen in the community. It's got nothing to do with my stream. I just happen to stream it.
Do you stream it?
I happen to stream it.
So it's a stream event.
No, it's not a stream event.
If you don't want it to be a stream event, don't stream it.
No, you don't tell me what to do. You're not my mum.
Then it's a stream event.
No, it's not a stream event.
That's your stream. Yes, it is.
No.
If game night only happens when you stream it, game night is a stream event.
I am not listening to your noise anymore.
Do you remember when Siege Sunday was a thing?
Yes.
And do you remember when you wouldn't stream it?
Yes.
Moody would set it up.
Exactly.
That is a game night.
That's a game night. Exactly. So, okay, perfect. Okay. Paul, jump in our Discord channel, MC Fixer. You can join it. Or we'll post it in our Facebook group and I'll put the spread. If you would like to set up a game night this month, you should do it. I will be there. No matter what it is, I will be there. But
will you be streaming?
I might. Won't be a stream event, though. I'm just happen to be taking part.
Fix can disagree with this. If anybody from my Xbox and me, anybody from the community wants to set up a game night and you stream, do it.
Do it. 100%.
My Xbox and me stream. Endorsed by this podcast.
100%. I will promote it. I will put the word out for it. I will make an image for it. But I personally can't do it anymore because it breaks my heart and annoys the shit out of me when no one shows up. Because
as somebody who streams, me and Fix have talked about this. I 100% get where Fix is coming from.
It is heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking when you, like, literally, my friends might be going out or Haley wants to go to the cinema and you're like, sorry, babe, I can't do this thing because I'm setting up this thing for my community. And then 10 people say they're going to turn up and 3 people show up. It's like, and the thing is, what I think, like, that's where, like, the disconnect is, I feel like, is the human decency to say, I can't make it, Fix, sorry. Or it's just like, no, just don't show up. Fix doesn't care. I do care. I have feelings and it upsets me. So that's why I stopped doing it, because my heart was getting broken. Okay?
Good point.
I think the thing is what people forget, not to go on too long about this, but is people like imagine us as like this humongous community, which we're not. I know each of you personally. So it's very hard for me not to then take it personally when
you don't show
up, because it comes across like you don't care or you can't be bothered. Which I know that's not the case, but as someone with my mind frame at the moment, unfortunately doesn't always comprehend that. So it's really hard when it's like, I probably was asked about game night. If I set up game night for the end of this month and you don't show up, I take that personally. Because it's like, well, why did you even bother asking? Why did you waste my time? Why did I do this? I hope that gives a little bit more context and understanding to why I stopped doing those things. It's the same with my streams. Like, people want me to stream. I go away for a month, you come back, and then you've got no one in your stream. Like, huh? It was the same thing when I launched a Patreon 4 years ago. I have about 40 Patreon supporters currently, or 39, I think, yeah? And I had over 100 people tell me they were going to support me on Patreon before I launched my Patreon.
Where are you at?
It happens.
Patreon.com/MCFixer.
You was about to say Mick, how dare you?
No, I wasn't.
I'm joking. But it's just a case of, like, it's hard to not take things personally when you're a small community. When you have a humongous community and you've just got people coming left, right, centre out of your ears, it don't matter. But
yeah,
unfortunately, because I know Paul, I know Tony, I know Stu, I know Moody, I know you guys. I know you have families. I know you've got children. I know your kids' names. I know so much about you all, and you all know so much about me. It's hard. You are my friends. You are my community, but you're my friends. You're people that support me. You're people, without you, none of this happens. So it's really, 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 really hard to not take it personal when it doesn't, when you're like, oh, sorry, I didn't show up because I forgot. It's like,
imagine it like this, right? You and a few buddies decide, hey, let's go out to the pub.
Yes,
right?
It's exactly like
and
this.
then Fix goes out to the pub and Fix is waiting there.
And no one shows up.
By one, Fix gets a DM. Sometimes he doesn't even get a DM. And it's, oh, Stu's not showing up. Okay, well, I still got Paul and Tony and
exactly.
Moody. Huh, Paul hasn't messaged me. Guess he's not showing up. Moody's here. Moody's only here for 5 minutes. Well,
yeah, Moody can only be here for
one Moody and then
It's
and
literally
then Tony just ghosted him the whole time.
Yeah, I sent Tony 10 messages. He didn't message me back.
Yeah.
No, that is the perfect way of explaining it. It actually is. It's just like I didn't make other plans for this plans, and then you didn't. There's just no one showed up.
Yeah.
So there you go. That is why. Long rant about that, and I've not even got to the bad Resident Evil news yet. Chris, what's been in your box this week? What have you been playing?
Gears of War, which we talked about a bunch.
Yes.
And I played the Code Vein demo, otherwise known as Anime Waifu Simulator.
How is it? Is it coming to the Xbox?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That was on Xbox. I really like it.
Mm.
Good character customization. I really like the character.
So what is it? What is it? For those who don't know what it is, let's pretend I don't know, because I don't know.
It's like anime Dark Souls.
Oh, okay. Is it co-op?
It does have an online mode.
No, that's not what I said. I want full co-op, no putting down a flower to spawn you in my game for an hour.
I think it's full co-op. I don't want to say it's full co-op because I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure they have co-op though.
Is it as good as Sekiro?
No, because Sekiro's in a Dark Souls game.
Sekiro's better than Dark Souls, that's why. Carry on. I've never played Dark Souls. Bruh, don't do that.
I won.
Don't do that. I might. Look, I'll be honest with you. That's the one game that I do actually think about on a regular basis. I'm like, man, I need to go back and do that shorter ending just so I can say I beat that game. Because right now I can't say I beat it.
The longer it goes by, the more relevant it is.
The more irrelevant it is.
Yeah.
Nah, I disagree. It's one of those ones. It's one of those ones that sits with me. It sits with me.
Oh, for you, so you want it for your personal?
Oh, for me. No, this is for me. This is not for anybody else. This is.
I feel like much respect.
I totally messed up not picking the short ending because that's the ending I wanted. I wanted the damn short ending, but I'm an idiot. But it hurts. It hurts to like. I did so much. I achieved so many bosses, and still, no, I messed up. But it's good, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Recommend
enough.
it. Anybody who's into anime and Dark Souls.
Cool.
Give it a try.
I played FIFA demo. The FIFA 20 demo. It is much slower. Feels a lot more like PES. Feels like an actual football match now. Compared to FIFA 19, which was a pile of dog crap, if we're being honest. Will I play a lot of it? I don't know. Part of me wants to. But I know full well that I can't stream it because people just hate it when they stream FIFA. But maybe I'll just say F it and still do it because that's what I am.
You do that and then you regret it.
I do it all the time. I do it every year. I'm like, oh, I'm going to play FIFA this year, guys. I'm going to do career modes. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then like you start doing it, you see your numbers just drop. You're like, I won't do that, guys. I'll play a shooter, I swear. I'll play whatever you want. What do you want me to play? And then if I was like, I'll play what you want.
I'll play Rainbow.
Play what you want, Fix. And I'm like, no, you don't want me to play what I want. You're liars. So
I hate that answer.
It's the worst.
Play whatever you want.
Play what you want.
And then you play whatever you want and they're ghosting you.
It hurts. But yeah, FIFA, not much to say on it. It's a demo. It feels better, but it's still not perfect. And I played Ghost Recon Breakpoint, the beta crash.
I didn't get the chance to play it.
It is very good. Very, very good. It's much more darker, grittier. I don't think it's more slow paced than Ghost Recon. It feels like one of the OG Ghost Recon games, but much better looking.
So, if you had to compare its gameplay to Division 2, how would you compare it?
Two different games. Like this one's obviously it's more realistic. There's no bullet sponging and you're not spraying 10,000 bullets at people and stuff like that.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's not a.
What about the cover-based system?
I didn't really use any cover, really. If I'm honest, it was a lot more. I played it more like a Metal Gear game, if I'm honest with you.
Ooh.
Like, that's how I played more, was like, I was crawling in the dirt, and then, like, just looking for a bush and, like just shooting people, like, hiding, but not, like, I wasn't really in cover a lot. I played it for about 2 hours, did all the main missions that was available to me. It was good. It feels like a weightier... Do you know what it reminds me of, if I'm honest? Like a Splinter Cell. Like, but not as stealth heavy, but you can make it that. It's kind of what you make it, but it feels heavier.
So like a later Splinter Cell.
Yeah, it feels heavier than what I remember Ghost Recon Wildlands feeling. More realistic, grittier.
Wildlands to me was just sort of like a Division in an open world, not in a city.
That's not what this feels like to me.
Okay.
It definitely feels like you're going to want to play it with 4 people. Each class is going to matter. Setting up, like, I did one of the bases that I ran on, and I was like, I can totally see where it's like, cool, you go through the front, I need you to take out that guy silently, the sniper character, and sit in that tower and take out people. I need this person. I can totally see it. Will we play it like that? I don't know, and that's the problem. I do generally think it's a game of, you can play it at like a Splinter Cell. You can play it like a, I don't know, any action type game where you're just running gun and blaze. It's what you make it, and I feel like that's what I've learned from Wildlands. Wildlands was what you made it, and so is Ghost Recon Breakpoint. It is darker, grittier. It seems a little bit harder with heals and stuff like that. Like when you get shot and your legs hurt, you're like crawling along the floor and stuff like that. But
so, from what it sounds like, I feel like everything you're describing means that it pushes you towards playing it slow.
Yes, definitely. From what
Wildlands didn't really push you towards playing it slow.
From the moment,
sort of was like,
yeah, the moments I played, especially like taking that bases, it was much slower. Don't get me wrong, I did get caught a couple of times, but I just sort of ran out and again took my time, waited for the awareness to go down, and then started again, sort of thing. They had like these mortars that were just like aim locking on me, but you can destroy them, and it seems like a more it's got a much more serious tone to it than Wildlands did for me. From what I played, there was one mission where you just had hordes of people running at you. That was cool as well. Don't get me wrong. That's the moments where you are just spraying down people. Don't really need that much
change of
cool
pace for a game
innovation.
like that.
Exactly, but it was definitely. I already expected it to be good, but it was kind of better than what I was expecting. And I'm like, huh. The menu system, I can't get over how clean everything is. Everything makes sense. It's like, you know when you go into a game and it's like side quest or main mission and you're like, okay, cool, but I don't really understand, me anyway, I don't really understand which one's which and or do I need to do this? This is very simplistic. It's like, talk to this guy. He has your main mission, he has a side mission, you can talk to him, it'll tell you where a gun part is, or it'll tell you, but you get to pick which one you want, like, oh, I need a muzzle for this gun. Cool, I'm going to pick that one. Or I need a scope for this gun, I'm going to pick that one. It's like, it all makes sense and it's all very easily explainable. It's got like a hub world that you're in with a bunch of other people, and it has a base camp that you sit down at a campfire. That's like your fast travel points, is your camp. Yeah. And if you eat, you have like 20% more accuracy, or so each time before you, it kind of reminds me of Monster Hunter in that way.
So it's like, a lot. It's very RPG like.
Very, very RPG like. Oh yeah, like there's levels for each gun. Like you've got your classes and stuff. You're leveling up things. Oh, it's really good. Really, really good.
Do you think raids will fit into this game?
We're going to talk about it in the news. They've already said which we'll talk about a little bit later. They've already said that they're definitely adding a co-op raid to the game.
They had announced that back when they announced the game.
Oh, did they? I must have forgot that.
It was at the end, yeah. Which is why I asked if
new character. Okay. I can quickly go over the news because we're talking about it. It's like it's going to add 3 new story expansions that will release in the first year. It's going to add a co-op raids. This is all in the first year of its game. It will add 3 new character classes, which is dope, and it's going to add new daily and weekly challenges. I really like it. I wonder what it's going to be like once you've done everything. I wonder if it's going to keep me wanting to do everything. It's definitely better than Wildlands from what I played. Wildlands, I felt like I never needed to change gun. I never wanted to change gun. There was no real reason to level, really. The boxes were super generic. You go in, get a box, get this back to base. Like, it was just boring, in my opinion, once you already played. Like, after the first 5 hours, I think Wildlands becomes boring.
Yeah.
This didn't seem like that in the 2 hours that I played. It was like, oh, the story, I don't think the story is going to be as compelling as I want it to be, but it is better than Wildlands was.
Right.
Like so let me form it. Like, the way the game opens is you go through, you do your little tutorial, and then you instantly see one of the wolves. That wolf was 117 level. I was level 7. I think, if I'm not mistaken. And it's like, well, you can try and fight him, but you're definitely going to die. So it was a case of like, turn around and go and do other things. Like, so I love that element of it. It's like, don't go here. Like, and I feel like that's going to
work your way up. Okay.
I feel like that's going to be like a narrative throughout the game as well, which is going to be a case of, there was like helicopters flying over me, and like I'm just avoiding them, like, do not let get seen. And you could feel it. You're like, I don't want to get seen. And I can imagine with a teammate, that's why, like I said to you while I was playing, it's like, I don't know if I'm going to play a single player, where I feel like it will be good with 3 other people that take it serious, but if you play with anybody who's not listening or it's just going to mess about, it can turn into a bit of a shit show really quickly.
Right.
So, yeah, it was really interesting. I really enjoyed what I played.
Okay. I like everything I'm hearing.
Yeah, I'm not advising you to buy it, though. No
I
way.
know you'll never advise me to buy anything.
Never, ever again. Never again, Crash. I already owe you.
Fun fact, me and Fix have this system where if one of us advises the other to get it, and that game ends up being a dud, it goes towards the negative column, or
of the price. Like, of the price.
I can ask you to get a game for that price.
Yeah, so like,
and Fix is still like
well, like, because Ghost Recon was like $60, and then you made me buy the Forest, which was like 10. So I was still like £50 in negative, if I'm not mistaken.
It was cheaper. I made you get it for one of the summer sales or something. It was like
whatever.
I'll give you.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure you've made me buy something else that I've hated.
You've made me buy multiple games as well.
Like,
you didn't end with Wildlands. I don't remember. I know.
I had 2 duds. I had 2 duds back to back. I can't remember where it was though. But yeah, no, I'm like I say, I enjoyed what I played. I can't wait to play more. So yeah.
I'm very glad.
Anything else you played this week before we get into the news?
Code Vein, Gears. I think that's about it.
Fair enough. Well, let's get into the news. Supermassive's new game has got a title. A Little Hope is the second game in the Dark Pictures anthology. I still need to go back and finish Man of Medan again. I really want to. I've obviously beat it twice already, but I want that ending with all the characters because that's like the true ending. So I'm trying to get that. Apparently,
that's the.
Go on.
That's the canon ending.
That is the canon ending. Yes, I believe. So
okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not because I think I'm not technically sure. Actually, I shouldn't say it is because I don't think Little Hope doesn't have anything to do with the next game. I think it's just 3 games that may all have like a running line, but I don't think it all. The characters don't go over. Like I watched the trailer for Little Hope, and it's like okay, they're not the same characters and stuff. So yeah. But yeah, looks cool. Looking forward to it. Hopefully it comes out soon because I really like these story-driven narrative games, especially in co-op. I'd love to have played Man of Medan with you. I would have loved, like, that would have been such the first time co-op on stream because we're both seeing different things. And it depends how you want to play it, whether you want to mess up the other person or not.
Ooh.
So like,
let's do it for Little Hope if they have it. I assume they will.
We should.
I'm 100% down to do it.
It'll be cheaper as well. It'll be £25 like this one, I believe. So I'm totally down. Like it's a really cool experience that I'm like, yeah, no, this was really cool. I enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Next up, I'm going to go off. I'm not going to lie to you all. Resident Evil 4 versus 1 multiplayer spin-off, Project Resistance revealed. Closed beta in October. Project Resistance is running on the RE engine, the same engine that powered past Resident Evil games like Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 2, a remake. The RE engine was also used for Devil May Cry 5. Project Resistance is a Resident Evil multiplayer spin-off. The 4-player character controlled in third person, and each one has unique abilities to their class. Here are 4 survivors characters revealed. So you've got each character different class. You've got a support, a hacker, a tank, and an attacker. The Mastermind is not playable in the third person. Instead, the fifth player controls a series. A fifth player controls a series of cameras that overlook the level and can summon traps, zombies, and strategize location. Eventually, the Mastermind can summon the Tyrant, Mr. X, and control him. Unlike the Mastermind, Mr. X is playable in the third person. I don't want to carry on with this. The last thing I want to add here, which is during our preview with Project Resistance, Capcom confirmed that the game is not a full product, but rather an experiment to try and gauge players' interest. It's unclear what it means for the Project Resistance eventual release. So with that, to be fair, I was super hot when I first started reading this, and then I read that part, and I was like, okay, cool, they're trying something new. Why have they got to try something new with Resident Evil? The problem I have with this, you all know Resident Evil, my favourite franchise of all time. And do I want more games? Yes. So, Fixer, why are you upset about this? I wanted this to be Outbreak remake or Outbreak 3. Because that would have been the perfect game, which is still class-based. It would have been a multiplayer story, which would have been cool, 4-player. Like, that's what this is sort of remnant of that type of game. I don't like the 4v1. I don't like it. It's not what I want in my Resident Evil game. Because the problem I have with that is, as soon as the one stops turning up and you've only got 4 people playing, it becomes boring.
That's what I was going to ask.
And it's super reliant on a player base.
To be fair, this is an experiment, and there is a possibility that they take away the 1.
I hope so.
And make it just a
I've not played it though, so I think that's unfair for me to say. There's an open beta coming very soon and be on PlayStation. Yeah. But this broke my heart because the problem we have here is, and I'm talking from a Resident Evil fan's point of view. Remember, 5, 6, not great Resident Evil games. 7 brings it back. Everyone loves Resident Evil again. Resident Evil 2 comes out. Everyone loves Resident Evil again. Then they're gonna bring this out, and it's like, oh, this stinks of Operation Raccoon City. This stinks of the other Raccoon game that come out on PC. Like, no, you have good what's the word I'm looking for? Good not perception, but like you have good mojo at the moment with Resident Evil. I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Like people love it. It's like, cool, the remake, we're gonna get remake 3. And that's going to be third person, and then we're going to get Resident Evil 8, and that's going to be first person. Is that what I want? No, not particularly, but I get it.
Resident Evil 4 remake.
And then, whatever. It's not happening. Stop. We'll get Code Veronica.
What was our bet for that one?
I don't know. Probably about £1 million, knowing me. Like,
it was some bits. It was some amount of bits. There was a bet. Remember,
there was a bet. I just don't remember where it was. But I'm like, okay, if you're going to do something, at least do something that I think Resident Evil players at least want. I don't think anybody wants this in the Resident Evil world. Maybe I'm wrong. And I've seen some people like, oh, it's going to be Left 4 Dead-ish. I'm like, no, it's going to be like Evolve. And it's like, not as in-depth and as important as Evolve. Like, I need a trapper, I need this. Yeah. But I just don't care about someone putting down liquors in front of me. Or...
So,
go on.
Question. What if this is like Escape for Gears?
What, a mode added on to a game?
That's basically what this is, because this isn't a full game. It's a mode in and of itself, right?
Well, but I think...
So what if it is you and a group of players play, and what if they change it from a 4v1 to one person creates a map that you play through and go through?
I'd be fine with that.
And your goal is to escape.
That would be cool. I'd be fine with that. I don't like it when I'm reliant on somebody else to get my jump scares for me. Like, what is the point if you're, let's say, you're playing the game, yeah? You don't think the game's that good, so then you just start dicking around. You only put zombies at the end of the map. So you're just walking through and nothing's happening. Like, when you're reliant upon... And again, I've not played the game, so I don't actually know the way it's going to play out. But when you're reliant upon somebody else to make entertaining choices, I don't like it. I want the game made for me. I don't want to have to make the game. Which I get we're not doing that. We're just putting, like, pieces in. Yeah. But I never want to play as the one.
To be fair, like, a lot of people still play Dead by Daylight. And the killer in that is hit or miss, but sometimes more than often than not.
But that's not even what this is. This is, you can play as Mr. X once you. I'm sure it'd be like a loading bar, and then activate Mr. X. Boom, he jumps in. Then you play as him. But the other parts of this game is a licker goes here, zombies go here, a tyrant goes here, a this goes here. Like, I just don't get that part of it.
Did you play Fable Legends?
Yes, Yes, I did actually get to play Fable Legends. Yes.
Sounds very reminiscent of Fable Legends.
Yeah, yes.
Personally, I really like Fable Legends.
I agree with you, but just don't do it with Resident Evil. Do it as a new IP. I get why they're doing it with Resident Evil. It's going to sell better. But I don't want the mindshare of Resident Evil being watered down in any way, shape, or form. We've just come off of Resident Evil 7, which, for me, 10 out of 10. Resident Evil 2, 10 out of 10. Resident Evil 7, as much as I didn't love it as a Resident Evil game, still a fantastic survival horror game. Put it up there. It's up there. Now you're going to do another game that's a spin-off that, like you said, hopefully it's just a mode. If that's an extra mode, if this is like a... what's it called in Resident Evil 2? The time trial thing.
A secret mission or whatever.
Yeah, what's it called? I can't remember what they're called. That's going to bug the fudge out of me.
So...
If it's just an added mode in Resident Evil 8, I'm all for it.
What if it's a $20 experience?
No, I don't want it watering down Resident Evil. That's my problem.
Okay. I'd agree with you, except 2 years ago, you tell me Capcom was making this game. I'm like, this is a horrible idea. I don't trust it.
Yeah.
Now, with like how Capcom's been about their games and treating their IPs and the direction they've been heading, you tell me Capcom's making this game, like, I trust it.
I don't, because I got Operation Raccoon City, bro. You've not played bad Resident Evil games. Like, you think you played bad Resident Evil games because you played Resident Evil, because you played 5 and 6? No. Those are amazing games compared to... You never played 6 because you won't get played with me, that's why. Those are amazing games compared to Operation Raccoon City.
But doesn't that same argument also hinder how you're viewing this? Because you've played the horrible experiences, you immediately assume this is going to be a horrible experience.
It's just not what I want.
Okay, that's fair.
It's just not what I want.
But based off that, you're judging it to be bad right away.
Yeah, because I don't trust them with the series. Like, not that... Again, let me rephrase that. I trust them with the series. I don't trust them with the franchise name. Because unfortunately, they've slapped it on so many bad things. And that's the problem. Where, like, I want Resident Evil always to be 10s. I don't want it to be 10, 4, 10, 1... 10.
What's the
3,
last game that Capcom put their franchise in that ended up being a bad game?
You're talking so of like the last 2 years.
Yeah, because
I remember Capcom when they were dead. When Dead Rising 4 come out, bro.
Yeah, but that's not the same Capcom we've been getting lately. You're judging them off of Capcom we haven't seen in 2 years.
Man. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's so good. I hope it's so good.
I think you'll be wrong. I hope so.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope everyone loves this. I hope it has a community.
To be honest,
I hope there's people playing it every day. I hope I can play this game every single day and be a Resident Evil streamer. But it's not going to happen.
To be honest, I think this goes into open beta, and I think that's where they test out. Are we going to go through with this or not? Or what model are we going to take? There's a possibility this is a free-to-play game, and what they end up trying to do is microtransactions, stuff like that. You don't want that?
No, I don't want that.
So... no free-to-play game, no $20 game. It has to be a mode on Resident Evil 8, which this mode
that's not what I'm saying.
Fit into Resident
that's not
Evil
what
8.
I'm saying. I'm not saying it has to be a mode of Resident Evil 8. I'm saying I would probably appreciate it more if it was just an offshoot mode.
What does it have to be?
It has to just go away. I'm a whiny little baby when it comes to Resident Evil, bro. I love the series so much. I just don't want it to be bad. If it is good, I will buy this on every platform, as you all know. And the disc version, and the special edition version, and this blah, 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 blah.
You bought Resident Evil 2 Remake on every platform?
I bought it on PS4.
PC?
I haven't got it on PC yet, no.
Okay.
No. But I think the problem with that is because I want the box, and that's the only reason like I'll buy the Resident Evil games, because I buy them for the boxes. So when I eventually get out of this bedroom and get my own place again, I can have a Resident Evil shrine. Evil. Yeah. I'm sorry. I went on a little bit there.
Okay. That's fair.
Chris, I'm a whiny little bitch. I'm sorry.
I understand.
If you got a franchise that you care about like that you're just like, don't mess with it.
No. If there's a franchise I like, I want them to expand past what they already do. Like Gears of War. I'm excited they're doing tactics. I think there should be a stealth Gears of War game. Me and Ben have talked about that a lot. I want Gears of War to expand.
And I just want Resident Evil to stay survival horror. Yeah, I hear it. I get
different types of fans.
Different strokes for different boats, mate. Different strokes for different boats. Next up, earlier today.
I think that's how that goes.
What, different strokes for different boats?
Different strokes for different folks.
Nah, different strokes for different boats. Because every boat, you have to stroke it different.
You stroke something else different.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
Next up, Ubisoft Ubisoft Massive held the first Division 2 state of the game live stream since last month hiatus, and it is in the devs talked about the game's next patch, which the studio has confirmed will drop in October. Title Update 6 will drop with Episode 2 and will include the usual gameplay tweaks and more. Here's some of the important stuff. So we're getting new gear sets. With Title Update 6, you no longer need 6 items to complete a gear set, but you only need 4 to unlock the bonuses, which I'm very happy about if I go back. There's going to be new high pieces and exotics. There's new brand sets with Title Update 6. All brands have items in all slots. There's new named items which have a specific lore and story behind them. I'm literally just jumping through this. It's a huge piece of write-up.
Those named items are also known as exotics.
They are, but most people know them as named items. If you play Division, you know them as a named item.
Yeah, but they're just biting off of Destiny. Get your own ideas.
Loot, obviously, there's going to be updates, very big updates for Title 8.6 with a specific loot pool area for people to grind out loot, which is cool. Recollaboration has been changed, got a completely new UI. Crafting, there's some new changes, and the stash has been upgraded to 300. Again, if you want a full rundown of stuff, go check out the Division's blog post on this.
That's a lot of stuff.
There's a load of stuff, but I didn't see anything about a gear score update. And that's what worries me. Because I do understand they need to do these changes before the gear score update, but that's why a lot of us, like, of our community tapped out, me, Tony especially, which was like, we want something to work towards.
Right.
So, yeah.
Maybe no gear score update.
Maybe not.
Maybe this would be an interesting way. Huh. I wonder, like, what their approach to this also, like, describes how their approach to Ghost Recon will be.
Yeah. Dude, I just checked the time. Jesus, we've been going for an hour and a half. Let's get through the rest of this show. I'm so sorry. I've kept you for so long. Dude, I did not even realize we were recording that long. I apologize. EA have officially announced Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville, which is the new Plants vs. Zombie game. Fanders can get it cheaply. If you've got EA access, it's even cheaper. I mean, it's like £22. I really wanted it, but it's come out at the total wrong time. Like, on top of Gears of War, on top of Borderlands, on top of FIFA, on top of... It's like... This... Why? Like, as much as I think I would have actually played this. Have you ever played Plants vs. Zombies?
I played one of them at some point.
The first one was really good. Me and Haley grinded a lot of it. Really enjoyed it. A fun little dumb shooter. That's, like, you can play with everyone,
yeah.
So...
It's never done anything for me, personally.
Yeah, but you're more into hardcore shooters, so I understand that. So
very hardcore.
Super hardcore. Ubisoft has said they will not return to creating shorter games, says CEO. Talking to GameIndustry.biz, Yves Guillemot said no to the question of if the company would ever return to games of scale of Assassin's Creed Unity, in which the main story can easily be finished in around 15 hours. That was a very brief trip compared to Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which on average takes up 60 hours of people's time. Quote, our goal is to make sure you can have a Unity within an Odyssey, said Guillemot. If you want to have a 15 hours... If you want to have a story of 15 hours, you have it. But you also have other stories. You live in the world and you pursue what you want to pursue. You have an experience, many Unity-like experiences.
That's not a true statement.
Why isn't it?
Because in Odyssey, you don't have a 15-hour experience.
Yeah, you do. You can get through...
You need levels. You can't do that in 15 hours. Maybe the story itself takes 15 hours, but you can't just run through all of it. Because you have to do side content.
That's true. That's true.
And that's
your biggest pet peeve, right? As I say, that's your biggest pet peeve.
Through the story. Because if I can run through the story, then I might actually stay to do some of the side stuff afterwards.
Yeah, but you don't like being forced to have to do it. You want to just keep going through that story.
Yeah.
Interesting. There's some other stuff, but it's an interesting point. I'm happy because I really love obviously what they've done with Assassin's Creed. I know you don't, but as someone who is a new fan, let's say, because I played 1, I played 2, that was it. Then I jumped in with Origins and Odyssey now, which are my two favorite. Origins probably my favorite if I'm thinking about it now. But I'm happy they're not doing smaller stories. I like what they've done where they give you so much and then you pick and choose what you do. Like, I've never cleared a whole map in Assassin's Creed. Like, compared to Haley, if you look at her, she's crazy when she's played the game. But for me, it's like, cool, I can go in, I can get the story I want, and then I can dip. And that game's always going to be there for me to do more if I want to.
Right.
You miss the old Assassin's Creed, I know.
I miss the old, but I'd even be fine with the formula they go right now if I could just, like, play the story and have it be the story.
I think your big thing is stealth as well, right? You like being able to just kill anyone whenever
you have to level up to do the stealth as well.
Yeah.
And you have to get the right gear and all this and that. And I'm not necessarily against it, but if I stealth someone, I want them to be dead. I don't want to get rid of half their health and then I'm discovered by everybody.
I hear that. Games with Gold this month. Speaking of stealth, Hitman the complete first season is available from September 1st to September 30th. We Were Here from September 16th to October 15th, and Earth Defense Force 2025 from September 1st to September 15th, and Tekken Tag Tournament 2 from September 16th to September 30th. Crash, time to plug and get ourselves out of here. We got to plug this week, my friend.
I'm no longer on Mixer.
Oh man.
I'm going back to Twitch.
Jesus, that lasted long. Let's talk about it before you go. Why? What happened?
Mixer just isn't for me.
You don't like the platform?
I don't like the platform. I don't watch streams on the platform. I don't spend the only time I watch streams on the platform is if you're on it or if War Dog's on it. So it feels kind of disingenuous for me to want to stream and even try building anything there.
Fair enough.
And plus my emotes. I want my emotes back.
That makes sense. You don't want the grind to get there. Will you not do what I did to do both?
No.
Fair enough. Well, sad to see you go. We only got to do one co-stream. That upsets me.
That was fun.
It was. I loved it. But I understand. I do understand. Don't you worry. It's been a long time.
Twitch.tv/Kreshnik. Don't forget it.
He's back, baby. I just want to say again, thank you to anyone if you've lasted this long for the show and you stuck around and you're new. Welcome. I go by the name of MC Fixer. You can find me everywhere. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Mixer, at MC Fixer. If you're new and you did enjoy the show, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. Join our Discord, it's MC Fixer. Join our Facebook group, My Xbox and Me. Yeah, just welcome. I hope you enjoyed the show. And until next time, I will love you, leave you, and see you all later. Goodbye.
Bye.